So please, you guys can mute your mics. Foco, please mute so that. Okay.
So you could just let me know when you're ready to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's another TF business training session, or it's another session today. I'm really excited to have everyone. Okay, so sorry, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to another information training session. And as promised today, we're going to be having the business plan and financial reporting training. And this training is going to be taken by Omoumi Adenuga. So I'm just going to be running through who Omoumi is before I hand over to her. So Omoumi is a business transformation consultant with a career spanning Accenture and Deloitte. So she's worked with Accenture. She's worked with us with, application review in the past. She's also worked, with us with business plan, reviewing business plans. So she has experience and she's going to share our wealth of knowledge with everyone today. So I would like everyone to really pay attention and take some notes, because this may even help you with, making some adjustments to your business plan summary document, because you're going to learn a lot from this particular session, right? And, she has spent the last 7 years shaping business strategies, leading and executing enterprises, bringing about transformation initiatives for clients in FCMG, healthcare, financial services, telecommunications, public service, and development sectors, right? So Omom is also very passionate about connecting startups and small businesses to resources to help them grow and scale. So she has a lot of experience in business plan, financial reporting, right? So she has that experience and she's willing to, like I mentioned earlier, share her wealth of knowledge with us. So please, I'm going to hand over to Omoumi Adenuga now to take it from here. So she's going to take us through, preparing or, how to develop a business plan and financial reporting, and also how to develop your business pitch. So over to you, Omoumi, and thank you for coming and joining us today. And also joining us is Foco. Foco Rollins is also here, is a TF mentor that has been mentoring for over 3 years. Is going to be supporting us with the French translation. So welcome everyone. Over to you, Omoumi, and thank you for joining us today. Over to you.
All right, thanks Ibukun for that introduction, and welcome everyone to this session. So like Ibukun mentioned, this presentation is really around working tips on how to make the best of the business pitch presentation that you'll be making towards the Tony Melu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. And this presentation is going to be a short session. I have an hour, but it's probably going to be about 20 to 30 minutes, because we want to give time for any potential questions, to address any questions that may arise. So I'm just going to go straight into it. The business pitch, in thinking about how to prepare your business pitch, it's really around the frame of mind that you really want to be in, and how you want to be thinking about it is like you are telling a story about your business. You are basically, it's almost like a child asks you, tell me about this business you're doing, and then you think of how to put it in a story form. So it's storytelling. In telling that story, there's certain elements of that story that you want to show up and to shine and to come to life in that presentation, whether it's an oral presentation or a verbal presentation in a document that you're sending to someone to give a review of your business. These are the elements that need to come through. So this presentation is structured in the same format as the business pitch templates that you might have been provided, which has about 6 to 7 parts, and then we're just going to talk through each of the parts and highlight what you need to be thinking about as you're putting those your business pitch together. So first is the first part of the business pitch presentation, which, if you think about it, it's really around problem and solution. And when I say problem and solution, this is the concept. This is when we say problem and solution, this is what we're thinking about. It is essentially every single business, whether small or big, whether established or just starting out, is really an answer to a problem. There was some observation you made about your markets. There was some observation you made about customers or about people in your environment or in your surrounding around a problem they are facing or a pain point they are facing. And your business is your plan to solve that problem or pain point. So when you are putting together your business pitch presentation, let that story come through. Let that problem that you identified be the first thing, a part of the first things that you make reference to in your business pitch. So under problem and solution, essentially the business pitch script is to describe your business, highlighting what problem you're trying to solve and how your business solves the problem. And when you're describing your problem, make sure that you quantify the significance of the problem in terms of loss. That is, when I say loss, to the customers or to the markets that you are targeting your business to, what loss are they facing in terms of time or money or other resources? For instance, I'll give the example of loss of time. For example, your business, I'll give the example of someone whose business is into running errands, any kind of errand, maybe to shop, the businesses that are involved in personal shopper businesses, that your whole business plan is around connecting busy business people, busy professionals to goods in the market. So what you do is that you connect to them, you take their shopping list, you go and shop for them because they don't have the time to do it, because they're busy with work, they're busy with running their family, and they don't have the time to go to the market and shop. And let's say your business, I'm giving an example of the business as a personal shopper, and you take their shopping list and you go and you buy those goods for them and you solve that problem. You have solved the problem of lack of time. You have solved the problem of convenience. You have brought things closer to them that they would have had to be inconvenienced, take out valuable time from their day-to-day activities to go and source for. So quantify the significance of that problem in terms of loss, in terms of loss of time, loss of money, or loss of other resources. So if you are, for instance, running that personal shopper business, you can think about the number of hours that people lose in trying to connect to shops with wholesale items, trying to connect to markets, and then you quantify that loss maybe from in terms of on an annual basis, or in terms of, let's say you are targeting a market with 5,000 people. This is the cumulative number of hours they would have lost if they had, if they were faced with the inconvenience of going to go and look for these things themselves. So quantify the significance of the problem that your customer or your target customer is facing in terms of time, money, and sometimes it could even be other resources. You will know since you are the owner of the business. So think about what the significance of the problem is. And then sometimes the problem can be quantified in terms of not just loss, but in terms of uncaptured value. Just if you're not able to give a sense of number of hours that is lost in the loss in hours or the loss in money, you can also quantify it in terms of the number of human beings you're going to help, number of people, number of users you're going to help. That's maybe 5,000 people in my country, in Kampala, in one city or the other. are faced with this particular problem, and this is the problem my business is trying to solve. So that's the first thing. You capture the problem and the solution, and then you think about your business in terms of a problem, in terms of, you think of your business as a solution that it has been built or created to solve a given problem that you have identified. Moving over to the next area, which is business process. So we have identified the problem, and your business is the solution to that problem. Now we want you to talk about what the features and functionalities of that problem, that solution actually, your business is. So this is the solution to the problem. How will the solution work? So describe the unique features of your business offering and then how they address your identified problem. So in thinking of that first point is about the features, and then functionalities. How will you produce or provide your business offering? Tell us how you will create or develop your products. If you're offering services, describe how you equip yourself or your team to provide these services. So if your business solution is an actual product or an actual tangible product, you can talk about, let me give an example of maybe someone that is selling locally made yam grinders. Maybe you're selling a yam pounder that doesn't run on electricity, but runs on coal, or can be manually can be rotated to operate. So you have an actual product that you're taking to the market. So describe the features of that product. Let's say it's the yam pounder. How is the shape of that product? What buttons does he use? What kind of engine will he use? If possible, put a picture or a prototype or a drawing to let us know what this problem looks and what the solution looks like, this problem solving device looks like. So that's what you're going to be doing in features and functionalities, just talking us through what the solution looks like, telling us how it's going to work. And even if it's a service, think of the service as an entity and think of the different features that the service will have. Is it just going to be a simple errand solution? As I'm talking through, I'm just thinking of some possible businesses, and then I will use those businesses as examples. So thinking back to the example of the errand business that I mentioned, if your business is, if your business idea is to run a personal shopper business or a shopping assistance business, how is that going to work? So describe how it's going to work. Are you going to have a place where people can go and select their shopping lists, select their shopping ideas, and then you will then execute? Or are you going to work with shopping lists that people send to you? How is it going to work? Are you going to be offering this service to every single business professional? Or are you extending it even to small businesses like yourself that need to run one or two errands? So describe how your business offering will work. The next thing is around pricing. So what's the average price for your product or service? And as the typical format for TEF business plans is that you want to represent them both in US dollars and in your local currency. So put what that price or product for your product or service is, the average price. Why we say average price is because sometimes you can have more than one product or more than one service. So just put the average price there. And if you've not yet determined your price, talk about what you will consider in determining the price of your business offering. So are you going to use value-based pricing? That is, you're going to price based on what your customer perceives as value? Or are you going to look at the other people in your environment that might be offering those kind of services and then take your marking based on, maybe take your price lower or take your price higher? So talk about what you're going to use to determine your price if you've not yet set a price for your product or service. And then the last part on this area is how you're going to make profits. So we know you have put your price, you have committed yourself to a US dollar or local currency value. How are you going to put all of that together to make profits for your business? How is that going to connect with the other costs that you need to use to run your business to generate a profit for you at the end of the day? So how are you going to make profits? And profit is usually a function of your revenue and your costs. Your profit will be your revenue minus your costs. So for you to be able to tell us how much profit you can make in a year, you will need to have a sense of what your revenue will be. And your revenue is your number of customers multiplied by the price of your products. So tell us how many users you expect to sell it to in a year. That's your number of customers. Or if your business earns revenue by usage instead of by customer, indicate the level of usage you expect. Usage-based businesses, sometimes this could be, I give an example of a business like Netflix or video, which is a video on demand, where you pay a monthly subscription to be able to watch videos over a wide variety of videos. And the businesses, the revenue that Netflix generates is not just on a user basis, it's also on a monthly basis. So if they have 5,000 customers and those customers are renewing their subscription every month in the year, that is 5,012 in terms of the volume of usage. And then they'll multiply that by the monthly subscription, which might be maybe 3,000 Naira, I'm using Naira, that would be the revenue. So I used Netflix as an example to give a sense of how you derive your revenue for your business. So it would be the volume, number of users or number of usage multiplied by the value, which is the price of your products. That will be your revenue. And then give a summary. That's how you derive your revenue line. And then the last line is referring to how you derive your costs, because your profit is revenue minus costs. So your costs, you give a summary of your cost of operations or cost price. And you mention what profit margins you expect to make from your business. So your cost of operations will include your cost of goods sold, that is your labor costs, your raw material costs. That's if you're a product-based business. But if you're a service-based business, your cost of goods sold will be what costs you are incurring in training your team or training yourself to be able to deliver the service you're operating. And it would be a component of, so that's just one part of your cost of goods sold. You also have your selling, general, and administrative costs. And then you might also be paying interests. You might also have interest costs as well. And your selling, general, and administrative costs, those refer to other salaries. Those refer to any cost of rent, cost of travel, any administrative costs, cost of utilities, electricity costs, water, gas, whatever utilities you need, internet costs, and just generally those in that bucket. But at this point in time, in making your business pitch, you won't necessarily need to spell out every cost line by line, but you should be able to give a good estimation of, this is how much I will need to incur in terms of rent plus admin plus travel costs. This is how much my cost of goods sold is. And then this is how much revenue I'll have. And then this is the profits I expect to generate. So you really want a strong representation in terms of the revenue, the costs, and then the profits. So that's on this profitability area. The next area is on your market opportunity. And then market opportunity, this is about your target audience. And what you'll be expected to do here is to describe the size of your market in currency. I think there's a bit of a mix-up here. This section should have come before the previous section, but you understand the flow where you start from your product and solution, and then you go into your market opportunity. When you've identified the problem that your business is solving, you then go on to tell us what the size of that market is. This is the number of customers I will probably get if I launch this business. Describe your market in either currency or in numbers. So sometimes you'll be able to size your market in that it is a $200 million business. And when you're sizing your markets, please try and keep the market size as close as possible to, we use terms like total addressable and segment addressable market. Try and keep that size as close as possible to what you can actually materialize. So when you put numbers like the global size of the industry, let's say you are a cosmetic business and you're making cosmetics, and then you put the value of the global cosmetic market, sometimes it's not very easy to relate with. If you're able to give a sense of the size of the cosmetic market in your country, that is usually better than just giving the global size of the global size of the market. And if you're not able to get the global size of the market or the size of the market in dollars, you can indicate what you anticipate your total number of customers, targetable to customers will be. And then, in addition to that, indicate how many customers you anticipate to benefit from you solving this problem that you have identified. So that will address the target audience part of your business pitch. Then, since you have identified your target markets, the next thing you're going to do is to talk about your marketing plan and explain how you plan to get your product or service to your target markets. Highlight the tactics you're going to use to grow your customer base, to maintain your relationships, and then to build your customer loyalty. Indicate what kind of offline or online channels you're going to use to create visibility for your business, and then tell us what distribution systems or partnerships you will utilize to get your business offering to the market. Again, so this is feeding from you have identified your market size, the total number of customers you anticipate to gain in your market. So this is the number, and they're in your environment, or maybe they are not even in your environment. Maybe you are running an internet-based business and they're all over. How are you going to get your products? How are they going to know that you are now a business that exists to solve their problem? How are you going to get the information about your product to the market? So what tactics are you going to use? So talk about that. Is it going to be offline based? That is product. Are you going to do road shows, product demonstrations, maybe go to the streets, do demonstrations of your product, or look for trade conferences or trade fairs to demonstrate your products, or go to offices to demonstrate your products? Or are you going to use flyers or billboards? Are you going to use traditional media, radio, TV? Are you going to use online channels, social media, Google ads? Tell us what kind of marketing plan you believe will be best suited to get the word of your product or service out to your customers. And remember, please don't fall into the trap of you trying to use all marketing strategies. Don't try and list all the strategies like I just did. Some strategies will be good for your product and your customer. Some will not work for them. For instance, if you have prepared a product, your product or service is targeted at older people or middle-aged people. If you have a marketing strategy that is purely social media based or purely internet based, that might not be best fit for them, because those are not the channels that people in that age demographic use. So make sure that your marketing strategy matches the product and it matches your customer. It is best suited for both the product and the customer that product you're selling and the customer you're targeting. Also talk about if you're going to use distribution systems, which is the last part of the slide, or any partnerships that you're going to need to get your business to the market. The next part is your business analysis. So you would need to highlight in your verbal presentation, your SWOT analysis, what you believe the strengths and opportunities are for your business. Also highlight your the threats and weaknesses that you see, and then your plans to overcome them. So in thinking about the strengths and opportunities for your business, think through from a product perspective, from competitor perspective. If you have a stronger quality, your product has a stronger quality than what's in the market, more convenient and things like that. Think through also from political, environmental, social, technological, economic and regulatory aspects of this, and how these come together to either be a strength for your business or a weakness for your business, or whether it's an opportunity that you can exploit or a threat that you need to mitigate. The next part of your business pitch. This is second to the last part, and I'll soon close out. Your plans. So business forecasting and planning. What are your plans? First of all, in talking about your plans, start with what stage you are in your business. Tell us whether this is an idea or if it's a prototype, whether you have started testing your market with surveys, whether you have a pilot version of your products, or if you are late stage and you started manufacturing and offering your services. And if you're late stage, tell us how long you've been in business and what your key business achievements are to date. And you can keep that section as brief as possible, because we just want to get a sense of where you are in your business. And then after that, tell us what the next steps are for your business. And there is a giving template for this, because you need to provide your milestones, that the milestones you hope to accomplish for quarter by quarter for the next 2 years. So those will be eight groups of milestones. And then when you're documenting your milestones can be, they're usually of 4 different types. They could be financial milestones. Let's say you aim to, by Q3, attain this so and so $1 million or million local currency in revenue or in profit. So that could be a financial milestone. It could be an operational milestone in terms of expansion of your operations, purchase of new equipment or purchase of significant equipment. And it won't just be purchase of new equipment, it will be purchase of an equipment that is going to be significant in how you're generating your products. The third type of milestones can be customer focused. So you can have a milestone to attract so and so number of customers, or to gain customers in a given region by this particular quarter. And then the fourth type of milestone, it can be capacity building. That is, your milestone is within the next quarter to have trained all your staff, or to have hired staff that are skilled in this particular area relevant to your business within the fourth quarter. And then finally, your needs. So you're going to end the business pitch with a proposal, a proposition, if you will, that you have. And think of this section as a combination of everything you've said. You've told us about this great business you have, about the market you've identified and your plans to reach that market, about how you're going to create your products, the features of your product and how you're going to make money from that product. You've told us about the market opportunities and how you have assessed your market. You've told us about your plans. And at this point in time, think about it as the question, think about the question, what do you want now? And that question could be in terms of your resource requirements. So what do you need for your business right now? Describe the resources that you need to meet your financial and business goals, whether you need additional employees, you need funding, you need to buy equipment. Describe what you need for your business at this stage. And then also highlight what your team is. So in closing out, just highlight who is on your business team. Talk about the people on your team. Give a brief introduction of the people on your team. It could be yourself, including yourself. It could co-founders if you have co-founders. And just the top, think about it, the top layer of your business, that's the management team, and just quickly introduce them and talk about what each person, it's not going to be just a rundown through a CV. Highlight the skill or the exposure or the education that each person has that makes them very relevant to the growth and the sustainability of your business. So with that in mind, that brings me to the end of this presentation. And I think at this time, I'm just going to pause and take any questions that you might have. Thanks for this presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Omomi. Thank you very much. But before we take questions, Omomi, we just need you to share your screen again, because Foco would need to take them through everything in French, just summarize everything you've mentioned in French. So if you can just share your screen again. So Foco will just take them through quickly. So Foco, just in summary, each aspect in French, just so they have an understanding. Over to you, Foco. Thank you.
OK, thank you. Donc, bienvenue pour cette nouvelle session aujourd'hui. Nous allons vous expliquer de façon très posée ce que c'est que le pitch, donc la présentation du projet. Donc, pour commencer, quand vous faites la présentation de votre projet auprès des investisseurs, vous devez pouvoir attirer leur attention d'entrée de jeu sur le problème pour lequel vous apportez une solution. Donc, ça veut dire le problème et la solution que vous apportez. Et comme l'a dit notre présentatrice, la solution doit tourner autour de... Non, le problème déjà et la solution doivent tourner autour de ce que vous apportez aux autres en termes de gain de temps, en termes de ressources. Là, elle a utilisé le mot perdre, c'est-à-dire que qu'est-ce qu'eux perdent en termes de temps, en termes de ressources et en termes d'argent quand ils font une activité eux-mêmes. Pour ça, donc, pour qu'ils ne puissent plus avoir ces pertes-là, vous leur apportez une solution. C'est ça qui est important de noter. Et il y a autre chose, c'est que il y a des activités que les gens font, mais n'arrivent pas à capturer toute la valeur qu'il y a dans l'essence de cette activité ou ce service. Alors, vous devez pouvoir leur démontrer dans la partie problème et solution que la solution que vous apportez permet de résoudre leurs problèmes en gagnant de la valeur, donc en capturant l'essence de la valeur qu'ils auraient dû gagner. Thank you. Next, please.
Please, next slide. Thank you.
OK. Donc, pour ce qui concerne la procédure de mise en place du business, vous devez, en plus de votre solution, apporter les spécificités, les caractéristiques techniques de la solution que vous apportez. Pour cela, vous devez indiquer comment est-ce que l'affaire marche. C'est important pour les investisseurs de savoir. Ils doivent être au courant du fait que, certes, vous avez identifié un problème, en plus, vous avez apporté une solution. Maintenant, comment est-ce que cette solution est implémentée sur le terrain? Comment est-ce que vous allez produire pour pouvoir apporter ce que vous promettez d'apporter comme valeur aux clients que vous avez identifiés? Et on vous demande pour cela d'utiliser juste 50 mots ou 100 mots pour comment l'affaire fonctionne. Au niveau du prix, on vous demande de mettre un prix moyen parce que vous devez savoir, lorsqu'on crée une entreprise, ou bien lorsque vous êtes dans une phase de planification de votre affaire, de votre entreprise, comme on est en train de vous apprendre actuellement, il n'est pas toujours évident pour certaines activités de quantifier ou de donner un prix. Ce qu'on vous recommande de faire, c'est de mettre un genre de prix moyen. Donc, mettez un prix moyen. Le prix, entre-temps, doit pouvoir tenir compte de la concurrence. Il doit pouvoir tenir compte des coûts que vous exposez pour pouvoir apporter le produit ou le service qui est l'objet de votre entreprise, qui est l'objet de votre projet. OK. On passe aussi à la rentabilité. Lorsque vous présentez votre projet, vous devez attirer l'attention des investisseurs sur la rentabilité. Et la rentabilité s'obtient lorsqu'on oppose les rentrées d'argent aux sorties ou bien lorsqu'on expose les produits auxquels on diminue les coûts. Et pour cela, donc, vous devez leur expliquer qu'est-ce que vous avez en fin de compte lorsque vous avez, à travers le prix, obtenu des produits et à travers les coûts, toutes les charges, vous tenez compte de toutes les charges et finalement, vous obtenez un profit. C'est ça qu'on appelle la profitabilité. Next, please. OK. Pour pouvoir obtenir du profit ou pour qu'un projet soit rentable, il est important aussi, lorsque vous faites la présentation de votre projet, de présenter le marché. Ici, il ne s'agit pas seulement de présenter le marché global. Il s'agit aussi de présenter le marché spécifique pour lequel vous apportez une solution. Ça veut dire quelle est votre cible, quelle est votre audience, qui sont vos clients. Et vous devez aussi tenir compte du fait que vos clients, tels que vous les présentez dans votre projet, doivent correspondre à la personne ou aux personnes ou aux entités pour qui vous apportez de la valeur et qui sont les consommateurs de la solution que vous avez proposée auparavant. Ça, c'est important. Vous ne devez pas être incohérent. Donc, la cible que vous identifiez doit correspondre à la solution que vous avez apportée et elle doit aussi correspondre à la personne ou à la cible qui avait les problèmes que vous avez identifiés au départ. Lorsque vous avez donc pu identifier votre marché et circonscrire quelle est votre cible, quelles sont les caractéristiques qu'on appelle le segment de marché, il est important maintenant de dire dans le plan marketing comment est-ce que vous faites pour atteindre cette cible. Est-ce que vous allez utiliser les descentes dans les rues? Est-ce que vous allez utiliser les flyers? Est-ce que vous allez utiliser quel type de publicité anyway? Donc, de toute façon, quel type de publicité vous allez utiliser afin de vous rapprocher de la cible, afin de captiver l'attention de la cible et indiquer aussi quels sont les canaux que vous allez utiliser pour pouvoir atteindre la cible ou les clients que vous avez identifiés. Ça, c'est le plan marketing et le plan de vente. Next, please. L'analyse de l'affaire, l'analyse du business, l'analyse commerciale. Le SWOT, c'est l'ensemble des forces, faiblesses, menaces et opportunités. Ça voudrait dire quoi? Ça voudrait dire que quand vous avez une entreprise, il est important de savoir que vous devez interagir d'abord sur le plan interne ou sur le plan externe. Sur le plan interne, ce sont vos forces ou vos faiblesses. Vous devez pouvoir les identifier. Sur le plan externe, ce sont les menaces ou les opportunités. Vous devez savoir qu'est-ce que l'environnement peut vous apporter en bien. C'est ça les opportunités que vous saisissez. Ce sont ces opportunités qui vous permettent de pouvoir identifier un problème parce que pour certains, ce qui est mauvais ou bien ce qui est un problème, vous saisissez ça comme opportunité, vous transformez en solution et vous mettez sur le marché. C'est ça donc qui vous permet de mettre en place votre entreprise. L'opportunité peut être légale, ça peut être une loi qui vient en faveur de votre activité. Ça peut être l'interaction que l'environnement a. Les menaces peuvent être les concurrents ou bien les autres personnes qui viennent en mal. Et l'important quand vous présentez votre projet, c'est de pouvoir aussi dire comment est-ce que vous allez faire pour captiver ces opportunités ou bien pour faire face aux menaces pour lequel votre projet vous a exposé. Next, please. La planification. Quels sont vos plans? Comment est-ce que votre projet quelles sont les étapes? Voilà, quelles sont les étapes? Quels sont les niveaux d'avancement de votre projet? Est-ce que votre projet actuellement est à la phase d'idée? Si c'est à la phase d'idée, quelles sont les prochaines étapes? Est-ce qu'après l'idée, vous allez faire le prototype? Est-ce que vous allez faire d'abord une unité artisanale pour ensuite passer à une unité industrielle? Tout ça, vous devez expliquer quand vous présentez votre projet. C'est vrai que généralement, la présentation de projet se fait très rapidement dans un temps court, puisque même là, présentement, on vous a donné en termes de mots, le nombre de mots que vous devez utiliser. Ça veut dire que tout est dans votre esprit quand vous avez bien travaillé votre projet. Et quand vous avez bien travaillé, vous présentez assez aisément, de façon synthétique. Si c'est l'étape des tests de produits, bref, dans la planification, vous devez montrer les différents niveaux d'avancement de votre projet et surtout faire comprendre à votre interlocuteur que vous maîtrisez ces différentes étapes. Vous êtes certes à la phase d'idée, mais vous expliquez et qu'on ressente qu'en vous faisant confiance, votre projet partira de la phase d'idée jusqu'à une étape de production industrielle. C'est l'objectif de tout projet. Maintenant, au niveau des étapes importantes, il est aussi important, lorsque vous présentez votre projet, de dire exactement quelles sont les dates clés, quels sont les jalons, c'est-à-dire quels sont les moments clés qui vous permettent à vous d'évaluer comment est-ce que votre projet va avancer. Ça peut être sur le plan financier, ça peut être sur le plan peut-être d'un objectif, le nombre d'agences à voir dans le pays, dans la ville, le nombre de pays qu'on voudrait atteindre dans 5 ans. Ça peut être le nombre de clients que nous voulons atteindre. Ce sont des objectifs que vous devez vous fixer. C'est-à-dire que quoi? C'est-à-dire que quand vous faites votre entreprise, au niveau des étapes importantes, des jalons, vous devez pouvoir indiquer clairement que j'aimerais atteindre dans 5 ans le cap de 1 million de clients. J'aimerais atteindre peut-être dans 3 mois le cap de 5 voitures vendues ou bien le cap de le cap de 500 employés atteints. C'est ça, en fait, les jalons que vous devez vous mettre comme objectif. Et lorsque vous faites la présentation de votre projet ou le pitch, ça doit pouvoir ressortir. Next, please. Le besoin. Quels sont vos besoins? C'est-à-dire quoi? C'est-à-dire que quelles sont les ressources dont vous avez, qui sont nécessaires afin que vous puissiez faire tout ce qu'on s'est dit depuis le début. C'est-à-dire tout ce que vous avez présenté dans votre plan, dans votre pitch, dans votre présentation depuis le début. Quelles sont les ressources qu'il vous faut? Vous avez besoin de quel montant d'argent? Vous avez besoin de quel équipement? Et tout ça doit être décrit. Les équipements, par exemple, vous devez aller vers les fournisseurs et demander quels sont les équipements pour lequel vous aurez besoin d'argent. Parce qu'on ne demande pas seulement donnez-nous de l'argent. Non, quand vous demandez un financement, quand vous voulez indiquer quels sont vos besoins, il est aussi important d'indiquer quels sont vos investissements, quel est votre plan d'investissement, quelles sont les ressources dont vous avez besoin. Ces ressources peuvent être aussi des ressources humaines, c'est-à-dire votre équipe. L'équipe ici va s'entendre, pas uniquement le personnel, ça peut être même les partenaires, ça peut être les actionnaires, ça peut être tous ceux qui vont contribuer en termes de ressources humaines pour que votre projet puisse évoluer, pour que votre projet puisse être rentable, pour que vous puissiez atteindre la cible identifiée telle qu'on l'a fait au départ, pour que le problème que vous avez identifié et la solution que vous apportez soit faisable. Next, please. OK, donc je vous remercie. On va passer à la phase de questions-réponses. OK, you have the floor.
All right. That's all.
Yes, I think that's all, Omomi. So we'll take questions now. So I'll just share a few questions I've gotten here. So before we go to the section, the question and answer now, there's Shegun here. Shegun Malegbemi. Shegun Malegbemi is a TF alumni who is very skilled in financial reporting. Before now, he would usually take the financial reporting webinars. So just to inform everyone, there will be a financial reporting webinar tomorrow. Also, Amon will be joining us next week as well to answer more questions because she's unable to answer everything today. So she's just going to take us through more or less like a summary of what we've learned today, and she'll take more questions. Then Shegun is going to take the financial reporting aspect, which is, how to better report your financials, even for second stage funding, even for the foundation, or any other funding opportunity you find after this program. So over to you, Amon. So I'll be reading out some questions at highlighted. So someone here is asking, hold on, please. Okay, so someone is asking you to please take them through the target audience, being able to identify your target market. That you should just take them through that in summary again. They need more clarification on identifying their target audience. Over to you, Mommy. Thank you.
Okay, let me just go overhead to reshare my screen and then go back to that section. All right, so this section, just reading this, it's the question, the expectation of this section of the pitch is to describe the size of your market in currency, that's usually in dollars, US dollars, your target customer, and how many customers you anticipate will benefit from you solving the problem you have identified. So in terms of your target audience will be very specific to the solution that you have, your business solution, your business offerings, whether it's a product or a service. And it's usually will be in reference to, it's a simple way, a way to rephrase this is really how many people, or how much money do you believe? There are two ways the question can be. Let me start with the first one. It's really how many people do you believe will benefit from this solution, this business solution? Or how much money do you believe you will make by executing this business solution? And then usually, sometimes people try to quantify their target markets using the size, the global market size or the industry size in their country. Maybe they know the number of, let's say they are in the fashion industry, or they will know the number of the size of the fashion industry in their country. Sometimes that's a published number, but even beyond that published number, it will be usually, it shows that you're closer to the business if you're able to give a sense in terms of what number of people you believe will benefit from this solution, your business product or service. I don't know if that addresses the question.
I'm sure it does address. So somebody else is asking, which I think you've answered. So basically, the person is saying that for a country like Nigeria that doesn't have data, how do I really quantify or put figures to my addressable market? So it's just you, I think Omome has addressed that, it's just you having an idea, right? It doesn't have to be a fixed figure. You've done your research, so you should have an idea of the type of people you're targeting, which still translates to your solution. So if you're providing a solution, who are you targeting? Who do you think would be able to buy? What are the people that will buy your solution? So identify your target audience. So I think she's covered that. Then there's another question here from, so this person is in.
Okay.
Go ahead, Omomi, go ahead.
Yes, just in inclusion to that, even though we don't gather a lot of information, but depending on whatever you are providing, sometimes the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics has some information, industry relatable information that you can just use to derive a sense of what number of people in this area, how much is their income, how much of their income is targeted towards this, whether it is towards clothing, towards food, towards this or that. And then you can use those data points from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. They have a website and they have all those data sets and get a sense of, okay, if I'm able to launch this particular business in Kano or in Owerri, these are the number of people in that market. These are the number of people in that age group, the age group I'm targeting. If your business is age related to age, this is how much they spend. So there's some of those data points. It doesn't have to be very precise, but get as close to the number as possible, like Ibuku mentioned.
Yeah, thank you, Momi. So there's another question. So this person is saying, okay, so my business is a one-man business, right? And how would I explain the aspect of building your team? How do I actually put it? I'm into catering services and I'm still running the business alone. So I have the answer, but Mommy, please, you're the expert here. So please, over to you.
I think, again, this is a business. The proposition is that we are, and what I understand by the objectives of this foundation and this program is to build businesses, sustainable businesses, enduring businesses. So even though at this stage you are a one-person business, when you get to the section on team, talk about yourself and talk about your background, your experience, your skill sets, but also we're also expecting you to try and think through the other aspect of the team, the other team members that you'll be anticipating to get. And that's the part, that's kind of why the needs section is, you see the team section in the needs section, because the anticipation is that your team, your full team is not yet loaded. So these are the people that you will have in mind to hire, to bring on board as your business expands. So over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. The questions are really coming really fast. So we may not be able to take everything because the questions are coming in really, really, really fast. I'm trying to pick another one. So someone is asking about the font size. So this is really for me. So if the font size I've given you, which is Century, I think I gave you the font as Century Gothic and the size as 12, you can reduce it to 10. If it's extending, if it's making the number of pages get to 6 or 7, because really it's meant to be a business summary document. It shouldn't exceed 4 or 5 pages. Once it's getting to 6, 7, 8, that's like a robust business plan. And we're trying to make it as small as possible. So it's easy for you to actually use this as a guide during your pitch. So excluding your cover page, you can make it 4 pages, not more than 4 pages. So with the cover page, it's 5. And yes, you can actually save as PDF and upload when we eventually give information on how to upload. A lot of people are asking me, how do I upload? We will share that information with you, so not to worry. On Thursday, I'm going to take you through a live demo on how to upload, and a training guide or a DMS guide, which is a document management system. A guide will also be shared with everyone, so you can read ahead just to make the entire process seamless for you. So let me see if we have any other question before we move to other things. So because I know Omomi has a lot of things to do today, so we can let Omomi go ahead of the session next week. So, okay, I don't think there's any question. So Omomi, thank you very much for joining us today. So what I'll try to do is gather a lot of the questions. So next week, we can just quickly run them through, just in summary of what you've taught them today. Just speak in summary of that again, and then we'll take a lot of questions as much as possible. And Shegun is here. Shegun, say hi to us now. Can we see your video, please? Can you put on your video? So Shegun will be taking them through financials, understanding how to report your financials. Hi, Shegun. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
good afternoon.
So this is Shegun. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Shego. I am an alumni of the Tef Foundation. I joined the program several years back. It looks like a decade ago, but I mean, yeah, a lot has happened since then.
Yeah.
I had a fantastic time with the team, and during that time, I got to talk to so many people and get to understand their challenges with the financial reporting. And so I led my team that year on how to develop it. And since then, I've supported the group. I'll be talking to you on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about how best to go around the discussion. And I know Buku doesn't want to hear this, but I'm thinking about what will be very, very useful to the class. And I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic time on Thursday.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to Thursday to having a fantastic session with Omomi again. I've been getting a lot of comments. Omomi, they can't wait to have you next week. Omomi, thank you. Well done. We've gotten a lot of compliments. They really enjoyed the session. And so thank you very much, Omomi. So I don't waste much of your time because I still need to share some information with them. So thank you so much. And we will see you next week by God's grace. Thank you very much. So Omomi, if you want to stay, you can stay, but if you want to log out, you can. Please feel free.
I'll be logging out now. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Okay, so Shagu, you can stay back. You're the alumni here, so you can stay back to join us with the rest of the session. So hi everyone. I've been getting a lot of comments and feedback from you guys. When am I submitting my business plan? Don't worry, you will submit very soon. Like I mentioned earlier, submissions will start most likely this week or next week, but I will share more information on that. And I'm going to do a live demo. So what I plan to do is for everything you need to do, we're going to do a live demo, which is why, it's very important that you join this live session, because this is where you get first-hand information about the program, information on next steps of the program, what you need to do, how you need to do it, which was why I took my time to take you through the business plan template last week, how to download the document, how to save on your computer, and how to access it and edit with your responses. But it's just really, very worrisome that some people kept requesting for access to the online document. When we share links like that, everybody has the link. So it's not possible for everyone to edit on the same link, which is why when you get a link to a document, you are requested or you are asked to download so you have your own version and you can save your own template. So please download the document on your computer, save in a folder, and then you can access it from there, please. I'm not going to be giving access to anyone. I'm not going to be giving access to the live document. No, you won't get access to that. However, you can download, save on your computer, and then, access it from there. So I'll hand over to Foko to please translate to French, so our French colleagues here can understand what I've just talked about. Over to you, Foko.
Oui, bonjour. Donc, ce que Ibukun essaie de dire maintenant, c'est que jusqu'à présent, il y a pas mal de personnes qui essayent de demander qu'on leur donne accès à la modification du document de résumé du plan d'affaires, le résumé de l'affaire. Donc, elle dit, on va vous indiquer, il faut télécharger le document et le mettre sur votre machine. Vous le modifiez et on vous indiquera en fin de semaine ou la semaine prochaine comment est-ce que vous allez envoyer les documents dans la plateforme. Ça peut être un modèle DMS, ça peut être sur TF Connect. Bref, on vous indiquera comment est-ce que vous allez envoyer le document. On ne peut pas laisser tout le monde modifier un seul document en ligne. Donc, veuillez télécharger le document et transformez-le sur votre machine. Vous pourrez l'envoyer le moment venu en Word ou en PDF, ça dépend de vous. Toujours est-il qu'il n'est pas possible de modifier ce document-là en ligne. Donc, voilà en fait ce que Ibukun essaie d'expliquer. OK, Ibukun, you have the floor.
All right, thank you, Foko. Thank you very much. Okay, so some people are still asking, am I going to submit a pitching video? Yes, we've mentioned this. It's going to be a 4-minute video, but don't worry. There are different phases to the program. And for each phase, I'm sure everyone here can testify that I always take you through each phase of the program. There's always a guide, just so you can always refer to if you are having challenges or you're unable to do some certain things. So we've created a guide on how you're going to download or upload your document, right? And so just to inform everyone, right, here, we will need you to start putting together your due diligence documents. So when I say due diligence documents, I mean your utility bill, government approved ID, your headshot, which are these are the same things you requested for during application. So start putting them together because we will need you to actually put those documents together and upload. So government approved ID, partner's consent if you have one. So if you have a partner, we requested for this during the application stage as well. So start putting them together. Your government approved ID, a valid ID card, and yes, your headshot. So please, these are 4 documents, start putting them together. So utility bill could be your NEPA bill, house bill, anything. This applies to everyone across Africa. Any bill that really shows or reflects your house address, where you live or where you stay. This is what we want. So please start putting them together because you would need to upload these documents. An email will be sent to you tomorrow so that you can start putting the documents together. And I'm just sharing this with everyone for your knowledge. So you have an idea and you can share with your other colleagues so they know. I don't think we have any other question. I'm not sure we have any other question. Your business registration document will be much later. However, like I said, it's not compulsory you start registering your business now. We're not forcing anybody. However, it is advisable. It's one of the business standards that you start if you have an idea and you're seeking funding to actually start your business. You need to start putting some certain things together, like getting a business name, registering your business. These are important business rules if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to start a business, because you don't want to tell everyone that, oh, I want to start a business, and then an investor comes by to ask you, okay, so what have you done so far? Can I see your business plan? You don't have one. Okay, do you have a name, a proposed name for your business? You don't have. Do you have a business, have you registered your business, or have you started the process of registering your business? Oh, no, I haven't. The person is not going to take you seriously, which is why we're advising everyone, please start. I know for some countries, it may be a bit stressful and expensive. However, it's just a business standard. You can just start the process now so that at the point when you're eventually eligible or you're shortlisted, this will not be a major problem for you because, some countries to register their businesses takes longer, sometimes 4 months, 5 months, and we don't want you to fall in this bucket. So you can start the process now. However, if you don't feel like, please, you don't have to. So just thought to share that with everyone. So business registration, uploading your business registration will come later. So start putting together your documents. I'll go over it again. Your government approved ID, your headshot, your utility bill, and then your partner's consent. This is optional. If you don't have a partner, this does not apply to you. If you have a partner for your business, certainly this applies to you. Please upload it. However, it is optional. So I just thought to share that. I'm not sure we had any other question. I don't think we have any other questions. So just to remind you that next week, Thursday, this week, Thursday, we're going to be having an overview of the business pitch again. This will be taken by Omomi and she'll be answering a lot of your questions. And then our able Shegun, who is a TF alumni, will be taking you through financial reporting. Don't worry, you're going to have a very exciting session on Thursday. Please convince your friends to join, your colleagues to join. Those that haven't joined in a long time, please tell them not to miss this particular training. And I think we've covered basically everything. Somebody said, if my business name is rejected, you have to look for another name. That happens a lot. So I always advise people, if you're trying to register your business, have at least 4 different names, because a lot of times those names are already taken when you go there. Just have like 4 or 5 different names. So if they reject one, you can propose another. So you're not going back to think and analyze, okay, what name? So just have like 5 different options of names. So if one of the options is rejected, you can, use the other one. If the other one is rejected, you have a 3rd option. If the 3rd option is rejected, which I don't think will happen, you have the 4th option. So yeah, so I think we've been able to cover a lot of things today. And I've been able to answer a lot of your questions. Like I mentioned, I will share more information with you on how you're going to upload your due diligence documents, which is a government approved ID, utility bill, partner's consent, if you have one, this is optional, and then your headshot. And then the business plan to your summary document, I would also inform you on how you're going to upload. So not to worry, everyone. So I think we've covered everything. Thank you for joining us again, Shegun. We really appreciate you. It was short notice and you still were able to join. Thank you so much, Foko, for always, dedicated, showing support. Foko never misses any information session. We really appreciate you. Thank you so, so much. And we will see you guys next week again. This is from me, Ibukun. I'll see you guys next week. Oh, sorry, I keep saying next week. I'm so sorry, guys. This week on Thursday, we're going to meet again this week on Thursday. And not to forget that our live training sessions are still ongoing. So it doesn't end this week. Next week, we're going to start the TOE series. It's an exciting session. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, because she's going to be taking you through the TOE series using live examples, pictures. It's going to be a very, very wonderful and impactful training, and I'm sure you don't want to miss it. So I'll see you guys. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and have a wonderful and blessed week.